your child to be bored. Your child needs to be bored. And giving your child a good dose of boredom on a daily basis is actually one of the beautiful things you can do for your child. Not getting your child to enjoy and explore boredom could be one of the reasons why your child is throwing more tantrum. And it could actually result your child being anxious or being depressed. Welcome. I am Choma Okoli, your early years parent coach. As parents with children within the ages of 0 to 6 years, how does this concern us? Yes, us, because I'm also a parent who have three children within this age range. And so I'm not just sharing you what the research says, I'm also sharing with you what my personal experience is and what I've learned and how I've walked my children through such moments. We're going to divide the ages into two: 0 to 3 and 3 to 6. For you, as that parent who have a child or children within the ages of 0 to 6, how do you recognize boredom in your child? And so it could happen in these four ways. Number one, your child suddenly starts crying. You've been in a room, or you're lying down on the bed with your child, and the child suddenly gets bored lying there or staying in there with you. And how does your child, especially the infant, communicate this? Through crying. And sometimes they could just nudge you to take them out of the room. In that instant, if you're in a space where you can step out without child, you can go outside, open up the windows, go to a new room, and just be with your child. Don't say, you may not start a new activity. Don't say anything. Just hold your little one and be there. The second way that boredom can manifest for your child within the first 3 years is that the child is playing with a set of building blocks or a set of toys, and all of a sudden the child start crying, or the child loses interest in playing with those things or start throwing them away. Now, this is a sign that I am bored with doing the same thing again. Now, what can you do? This is a good opportunity to let your child know what to do when they are bored. If you're bored playing with a particular toy, you pack them together. And so, in this instance, rather than trying to entertain your child or move your child to the next activity, simply sitting in that boredom with your child and teach him or her how to pack his or her toy when he's bored. Third way that boredom can manifest in your 0 to 3 year old is when they just sit there and they are gazing into the space. They are not doing anything, they're just seated, maybe lying down and looking upwards or anything. This is not the time to come and check the child out or ask the child what is going on, what you're thinking about. Allow the child soaking in that moment, because it is really important for your child's brain. I'm going to share with you how. The fourth way that boredom manifests in your 0 to 3 year old is when the child starts to jump from one activity to another or jump from one toy to the another. The child cannot sit in for as much period as the child used to in playing with a particular toy. That shows that the child is bored either by the overstimulation of having so many toys before him or her, or the understimulation of just looking for something that clicks with what I want to do. And in that instance, when your child is bored, get your child to sit in, to stop exploring with all of the toys, to just calm down, probably just sit. And you can have a conversation with the child, or you can try and sing a song with the child, or anything, but let the child slow down and calm down. The second part, which is 3 to 6 year old, right? Remember, our emphasis in discussing boredom is for children, so parents with children aged 0 to 6. All right. So for children within the ages of within the ages of 3 to 6, boredom for them can manifest in these four ways that I mentioned. The addition is that they can actually come up to you and tell you, "Mommy, I'm bored," "Daddy, I'm bored." They're beginning to understand and speak out that they are bored, and that's a good thing. So now you're asking the question, so what do I do when my child is bored? Do nothing. You heard right. You are to do nothing when your child is bored. Let your child sit in with the boredom. So, except When the boredom is manifesting with the child throwing things around or the child being disorganized or jumping from one toy to another, then you can, if the child is throwing the toys around, get your child to put the toys together and put them away where they should be. The child is jumping between one toy to another, get your child to sit still or to lie still or to just be quiet for a moment, right? If your child walks up to you and says, Mommy, I'm bored, or Daddy, I'm bored, hand your child a coloring book and a crayon and let the child be. One thing you must not do when your child is bored is to hand the child a screen, because this screen would develop a dopamine dependency and that child is going to run away from boredom instead of embracing it, because boredom is actually to be embraced. In fact, when we sit to meditate or when we sit quietly to reflect, this is us allowing ourselves to be bored. So teach your child to embrace boredom by being quiet, getting creative with drawing, with painting, with writing, if the child can write, with just sitting and reflecting, and not run away from boredom by overstimulating the child, trying to entertain the child, or handing the child a screen. And just in case you're feeling guilty as a parent for giving your child screens or trying to distract or overstimulate your child when you feel the child is stimulated, this is me saying, yesterday is gone, you have today and tomorrow. So rather than dwelling in guilt, in feeling guilty, I want you to put the things you've heard today into use immediately. So the next time you notice that your child is bored, or that your child walks up to you to say that I am bored, rather than trying to entertain the child, right? Teach the child to embrace boredom, because it is good for your child's brain development. And for you as an adult, embrace boredom. Sometimes you may have to do less with screens and just sit in there and reflect. Remember, the goal is to embrace boredom and teach your child to do same and not to run away from it. And if you've listened to me up until this point and this is your first time coming across this channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Every week, there is something for you here. Do have an amazing week.